Good evening. The time having arrived, I call this meeting of the Brockton City Council to order, and I'm glad most of you have risen for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Councilors, this evening, Ward 3 Councilor Mark D'Agostino and Councilor at Large Moses Rodriguez are unable to join us. Mr. Clerk.
Item number 1, acceptance of the minutes of the February 13th, 2023 City Council meeting.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have the report of the Ordinance Committee for its meeting of February 8th, 2023.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have communication from the Mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council authorize the acceptance and expenditure of the earmark in the amount of $100,000 from Massachusetts Department of Public Health Legislative Earmark Funding Grant to the Mayor's Office Legislative Earmark Funding Grant Fund. These grant funds will be used to support the Champion Plan. There is no match required.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Unfinished business. We have an ordinance amending Article 3, Section 2-146, compensation school committee members elected by ward is hereby amended by striking the words $5,000 and inserting in its place $15,000. The language, the amendment shall be effective January 1, 2018, shall be amended to reflect a new effective date of January 1st, 2024.
Councilors, the question is on passage to a third reading by a hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you. It passes.
Ordinance, an ordinance amending Article 2, Section 2-91, entitled Committees Generally, by creating a City Council Subcommittee for the Committee on Economic Development. In City Council, January 11, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable.
And the question is on passage to a third reading by hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, one opposed. Thank you.
Number 7, ordinance that the City Council adopt the following amendment to Chapter 2 of the revised ordinances. Article 4, Section 2-261, Veterans Property Tax Work-Off Program, as follows. Subsection 2-261I/1 shall be deleted in its entirety to eliminate income limitations for applicants. Excuse me.
The question is on passage.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm behind. In City Council, December 12, 2022, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable.
And now the question is on passage to a third reading by a hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? And it passes.
Item number 8, ordinance that the City Council adopt the following amendment to Chapter 2 of the revised ordinances. Article 4, Section 2-260, Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Program, as follows. Subsection 2-260H/1 shall be deleted in its entirety to eliminate income limitations for applicants. In City Council, December 12, 2022, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable.
The question is on passage to a third reading by hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you. It passes.
Item number 9, ordinance that the City Council adopt the following amendment to Chapter 3, Animals and Fowl of the revised ordinances of the City of Brockton, replacing the entirety of Chapter 3. In City Council, December 27, 2022, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable.
The question is on passage to a third reading by hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? And it passes.
Item number 10, ordinance that the City Council adopt the following ordinance relative to recreational vehicles in the City of Brockton. In City Council, January 11, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable as amended.
The question is on passage to a third reading as amended by a hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? It passes.
Item number 11, ordinance. An ordinance amending Article 3, Division 2, Section 2-127, Pay Plan, inserting Conservation Commission Chair, Conservation Commission Member to the categories of pay plan positions and establishing a per-meeting flat rate. In City Council, January 23, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable as amended.
The question is on passage to a third reading as amended by a hand vote. All in favor? All opposed? Passes.
Item number 12, ordered that the City Council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of the earmark in the amount of $100,000 from Massachusetts Department of Public Health Legislative Earmark Funding Grant to the Mayor's Office Legislative Earmark Funding Grant Fund. These grant funds will be used to support the Champion Program. There is no match required.
Referred to Finance.
Resolve, whereas the Brockton Board of Health is charged with oversight of the Health Department. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the 3 appointed members of the City of Brockton Board of Health be requested to appear before a committee of the City Council to discuss the policies, oversight, and operations of the department.
Referred to Finance.
Item number 14, resolve. Be it resolved that members of the Brockton School Committee, Superintendent of Schools Michael Thomas, Mayor of Brockton Robert Sullivan, Chief Financial Officer Troy Clarkson, Chief Financial Officer for the School Department Aldo Petronio, or their designees, be invited to come before the Finance Committee to update the committee on the previous discussion of athletic facilities in the community, funding, and the need for development of fields and upgrades for recreational uses in the city.
Referred to Finance.
Resolved, be it resolved by the Brockton City Council to invite representatives from Mass Inc. Gateway Cities Innovation Institute to come before the City Council to make a presentation and discuss their findings relative to the Gateway Cities report on social infrastructure featuring the City of Brockton.
Referred to Finance.
Resolved to invite Dr. James Bruce to appear before a committee of the Brockton City Council to discuss the growth of the Brockton Cultural Affairs and Tourism Group in the past year and to inform the public of the Cultural Affairs Expo to occur on March 25, 2023.
Referred to Finance. Councilors, late files this evening?
Madam President,
Councilor Lally.
I'd like to make a motion to introduce 2 late files at this time.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? And it passes.
Thank you, Madam President.
Mr. Clerk?
Late file, resolved. Be it resolved by the Brockton City Council to invite Mayor Robert Sullivan and Patrick Hill, Commissioner of Public Works, to come before the City Council to discuss plans for road paving and other infrastructure work.
Referred to Finance.
Sorry.
We also have another late file, resolve. Whereas the City of Brockton was required to, and the City Council did adopt on December 22, 2019, the Stormwater Control Ordinances, revised ordinances Section 23-131, to comply with the stormwater program of the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, promulgated by the U.S. Department of Environmental Protection. And whereas the purpose of said ordinance is to effect proper management of stormwater runoff and its control facilities in a prudent manner, to comply with state and federal environmental regulations. And whereas said ordinances provide at sections 23-132 and 135 for the imposition of a stormwater utility fee to fund stormwater services and payable into a special dedicated fund. Whereas said fee is intended, as stated in section 23-135, to be operated in the manner the existing sewer and water utilities are operated. And whereas since the city began billing property owners for said stormwater utility fees, there have been repeated problems with the billings, including inaccuracies and duplicate billings, and how the bills are calculated, as well as the need to clarify the amounts being raised. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Brockton City Council to invite the Commissioner of Public Works, Patrick Hill, the Treasurer-Collector, Martin Brophy, and CFO Troy Clarkson to appear before the Finance Committee of the Brockton City Council to discuss billing issues and such other related issues as may arise. By separate resolve, the members of the Stormwater Authority will be invited to discuss the use of the funds raised, and other related issues.
Refer to Finance. Councilors, at this time, are there any recognitions? Councilor Azak.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to just announce that we will be having an ordinance meeting, and that will be on Wednesday, March 8th at 6 p.m. here in Council Chambers, and the agenda will be posted as soon as in the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, well, I have one. This evening, Arrow of Light fifth graders from Cub Scout Pack 117, based at St. Coleman's Church, came to City Hall, and Mayor Sullivan, Clerk Cruz, and I gave them a tour. They're working on their Build a Better World requirements, and so they needed to come to a municipal building and talk to elected officials. We had a wonderful time with them touring the Great Hall downstairs and the council chambers. And then they stood at the podium and they each asked us some really good and interesting questions. And I want to congratulate them on their interest in public service. We hope that someday we'll see some of them sitting and standing up here. And it was really a very nice thing. We welcome student groups coming in. If there's nothing else, councilors, we are adjourned.